How's it going, everyone? Max here, Wealthier by the Day, day 14. I got 3 video topics I'm going to cover today. 3. And like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm not a financial professional. I am here in my office today. The lighting's not the best, so please bear with me. But I'm going to fire off 3 awesome topics right now. I think the lighting just got worse as I did that. So anyways, the first topic we're going to talk about is $1 million enough to retire? Basically, is $1 million enough to live off of perpetually and not have any other income coming in other than your portfolio itself as your source of income? So that's the first topic. Second topic is going to be, should you invest like Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett is known as the greatest investor, at least of our time. He's averaged 20% annualized returns since 1800, I don't know, and got even better returns before that when he was investing like as a solo investor before Berkshire Hathaway, and he's had a number of different companies and different ventures. But earlier in his career, I mean, he was averaging like 100% return a year for a while, right? So he's had some amazing years in the market. Again, so sorry the lighting is bad. And then the third the third point is going to be cryptocurrency. Should you invest in cryptocurrency? We're going to talk about it. So again, we'll go into the first point. So $1 million, is that enough to live off of? Can you retire? Can you basically get $1 million in your stock market portfolio, stock market brokerage account, whatever you want to say, or across multiple accounts have $1 million saved up? And can you live off of that sum of money perpetually? The answer is probably not. So you would likely need more like $3 million to live off of. And I mean, the math is pretty simple, but the reasoning behind it is there's the thing we call the 3% rule, right? Where conventional wisdom says we can withdraw 3% of our portfolio value every year and not run out of money. And that's obviously, sorry, I'm looking for the calculator. That's obviously not going to work for everyone, but that's a good general rule of thumb people have settled on. So we'll take $1 million divided by 0.03, or it'd just be 0.3 actually. That's my bad. But here, sorry. Divided by 0.03. Okay, gotcha. So what that would tell me is you would be able to withdraw $333,000 a year to live off of if you saved up $1 million. So, and you would only have, well, that's basically, so you would be able, this is the idea, you would be able to withdraw $33,000 a year plus minus a little extra, and have your portfolio be able to replenish itself based on a rate of return, on a safe rate of return. I can't live off of 33,000 plus or minus dollars a year. There's no way I couldn't do that. So what that should mean to you is, how much money do you need? You can use that 33,000 as a starting point. Me, I would need like $100,000 a year. So I would multiply that by 3. Hence, I would need $3 million to live off of if I wanted to withdraw money from that account and have it continually replenish itself. And you got to consider vacations. You got to consider huge expenses coming up. Maybe you'll want a new car. There's so many things you have to consider when it comes to like never working again. And you could always pick up work again, I suppose. But I mean, the idea is that you never work again, right? So bottom line, $1 million is not enough to live off of, at least if you live in the United States or maybe another developed country. If you wanted to save up $1 million and take it and go live in, like, I don't even know, Thailand, Cambodia, maybe like Vietnam, where your capital is going to go a lot farther, then maybe it'll work out. But for the average person, $1 million is not going to be nearly enough. I would say 3 million, 2.5 to 3 million to be safe is probably what you want to be looking at. And that's good. You need a starting point. So use that as a starting point, figure out numbers for yourself. You also have to consider cost of living, inflation, all of that is going to increase, inflation is going to increase cost of living in the future. So you may need $150,000 a year to live. Like, people didn't need $100,000 to live back 50 years ago, right? They needed much, much less money. So you have to take that into consideration as well. Always consider inflation and how cost of living just continues to, I wouldn't say exponentially increase, but increase at a pretty good clip. So that's the first point. Second point is, should you invest like Warren Buffett? Now, first off, most people don't really even understand how Warren Buffett invests. They see the companies he invests in and they scratch their head. They go, why is he investing in all these banking stocks? Why is he investing in oil stocks? Oil stocks are out. These are declining industries. Why is he investing in declining industry? Because Warren Buffett invests where he sees value. He doesn't just invest willy-nilly. He looks at fundamentals. He looks at figures. He looks at companies as a real business, not just as shares of a stock. He looks at a publicly traded company as a business, and he invests in businesses that he thinks are going to continually generate, hopefully, increase profit over time and continue to give him cash. And I mean, everyone says, okay, Warren Buffett, he's a dividend investor. He invests for dividends. He doesn't. Warren Buffett does not invest for dividends. As a result of investing in a lot of the companies he invests in, he does receive a lot of dividend payments because they are older, more mature companies that pay a dividend. But if you look at Berkshire Hathaway, they don't pay a dividend because Warren Buffett believes in taking the money and reinvesting it back into Berkshire, because basically until he doesn't think there's a reason to take money and reinvest it into Berkshire at the point where he doesn't believe that's useful anymore, then he'll start paying a dividend, he said. And he's getting pretty old. But like Warren Buffett he'll go out not paying a dividend. I'll just say that much, right? So he doesn't specifically invest in dividend paying stocks. He invests in value stocks that happen to pay a dividend. You got to understand that. Plus, typically he'll invest in companies that pay a dividend because not like he doesn't invest in the company for the dividend per se, but more so because it's like if a company is paying a dividend, then he's getting actual cash flow from the asset. But to say that he's investing in the company 100% for the dividend would be false, because he does invest in companies that don't pay a dividend, right? So, anyways, just to hammer that point home. With that said, like, should you invest like Warren Buffett? Well, first, if you're a newer investor, I would not recommend investing in any individual stocks to start. Just invest in index funds, invest in ETFs, keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Do that for a few years before you even think about investing in individual stocks. And then hopefully by that point, you've learned enough to where you actually, I wouldn't say you know what you're doing, but you have a generally better idea of, okay, like this is how I should invest. And I mean, the best way to invest is invest in value, period, bottom line. If you want to make money in the market, you got to invest in value. Even people that invest in growth stocks, they've just found growth stocks that are trading at a good value, with whatever method they've figured out. Like if you want to make money in the market, you have to buy assets at a lower price than they're going to be in the future, right? Like you need that capital appreciation. And like, yeah, Warren Buffett invests in value stocks. He doesn't invest in the typically hyped growth stocks. He invests in banking stocks, energy stocks, utility companies, sometimes all sorts of different industry. But he invests in real businesses that are bringing in tons of money, and that's why he invests in these companies, because they're bringing in real money. They're real businesses that create real products. And not only that, but they're usually trading at a fair value, or they're undervalued when he finds them, and he snatches them up because he knows he's going to get his money back and then some. So should you invest like Warren Buffett? If you're a newer investor, probably not. If you're a little more experienced, then yes, he has a great strategy. And I always look at Berkshire Hathaway's quarterly activity, to see what they're buying, what they're selling, just to see what they're doing, and to try to reverse engineer it and be like, why are they doing this? Like, why did they buy, what's a good one? Uh, Jeffries Financial. That's one that I've invested in, that I saw they invested. Why'd they invest in? Well, it has a really low price to book value. It's trading at a good value, and it's consistently bringing in more money, and it's a cash flow machine, and earnings are looking good. That's why. So things like that. Okay, we'll go to the third point. The third point, should you invest in cryptocurrency? Short answer, no, I wouldn't. I think it's a waste of money. Cryptocurrency is purely speculative, and I'm not saying you can't make money investing in crypto. I think it's incredibly speculative, and chances are you're going to lose money. Most people will lose money investing in cryptocurrency. There are the rare cases, the anomalies, where they make a ton of money, and those cases end up skewing everyone's perception of what they could potentially do. I've put some money in crypto, and I lost money. I probably lost a few $1,000s. It wasn't a lot, but I lost money because I bought into the hype. This was a few years ago when I really shouldn't have, when I should have stuck to my guns and just invested the money in the stock market, and now it would be more money. So bottom line, don't invest in crypto. Crypto has no intrinsic value. It's purely speculative. It's what they would call the greater fool theory, where you buy it and then you sell it to the next fool, and then they sell it to the next fool until the greater fool has this crypto and no one is willing to buy it from them. And then there's a piece of bad news and the market tanks and they just lost a ton of money. You know what I mean? So just be smart. Like, invest. A good general safe rule of thumb is invest in assets that actually pay you cash in the form of a dividend, cash in the form of rents, private businesses that pay you a cut, like actually give you cash for investing in their business. Invest in assets that actually give you cash flow. That's a good general rule of thumb for anyone to follow, and I highly recommend that to everyone. Um, Real estate's obviously a little harder to get into. Private businesses, again, there's a barrier to entry. The stock market, perfect example. Invest in the stock market. ETFs and index funds all pay dividends. Most of them are not huge dividends, but they are a dividend nonetheless. So uh, ticker symbol SCHD, that's the Charles Schwab. I forgot what index it follows, but that has a relatively high dividend yield, usually around like 3%. Invest in that. That thing has performed really well for a long time. It doesn't have a huge expense ratio, and it does pay you a little extra income. Ticker symbol JEPI is another one that, well, that's JEPI. I mean, it has a 0.35% expense ratio, way too high for my liking, but it also pays like a 10% dividend. So depends on kind of what you want and what concessions you're willing to make. But like, start there. Don't invest in crypto. Don't waste your fucking money. You might make money. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but chances are you're going to lose money and you're going to kick yourself and wish you would have just put it in the stock market or something of that nature. So just be smart. And Warren Buffett has even gone and basically said, like, yeah, crypto is total junk. Like, why would I invest in crypto? I want to invest in an asset that actually pays me. Like, I'd rather buy a farm. I'd rather spend, right, which not everyone can buy a farm, but you get where he's coming from. So anyways, guys, those were the 3 points for today. Please like, comment, subscribe. Got more topics coming. Again, video every day, so get ready for it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.